I was fortunate growing up to have a large contingent of extended family living in the same neighborhood. My mom's sister lived just a couple of blocks from us, in a house on a large lot in a cul-de-sac that backed up to woods. There were 6 kids living there at the time this took place, my aunt and uncle's 5 kids, and a niece of my uncle, whom they had taken in at a young age, long story, and had since adopted. I was especially close with this girl, whose name was Judith, Judy for short. We were just a few months apart in age, and we hung together both in school and during the summer, mainly at her house. Like my mom, my aunt was a first response spanker. Although she tended to let more things slide than my mom did, probably because of the sheer number of kids there, spankings were not rare, and unlike at my house, were always administered openly in front of whatever family happened to be there. With the exception of the youngest boy, I'd seen each of my cousins, 3 boys and 2 girls, on the receiving end at least once, bent over getting the paddle applied to their bare bottoms. My aunt also believed in the principle of, while you are a guest here, I expect you to follow the rules, and I had also found myself in that bent-over position a handful of times when I stayed there over the years. The last and worst spanking I got from my aunt took place during the summer between 8th and 9th grades, close to my 14th birthday. I was staying there for a couple days around July 4th. Judy and I had hatched a scheme to ride our bikes to the marina not far from their house. This marina was strictly off-limits to us, a rule of both of our parents. Our folks knew the marina was a popular drinking hangout for high school kids, and that a number of older guys frequented it, looking to hit on the girls. It was also located off a busy highway that was neither pedestrian nor bike-friendly. On this particular day, we told my aunt we were going to ride our bikes over to the Custard Stand Chili restaurant, then head over to the large neighborhood park around the corner. My aunt said okay, but to make sure we were back by 3:30. We readily agreed and off we went, riding directly past the custard stand and straight toward the busy divided highway that led to the access road for the marina. We had crossed 2 lanes of traffic, and were standing with our bikes on the median, when all of a sudden Judy let out her crap. About 50 yards down the road in the opposite direction was her dad, in his truck headed to work. He did a slow crawl past us, just to confirm it was who he thought it was. He looped around at the next intersection, and pulled up to us while we were still on the median. "Get in," was all he said. He got out of the truck and put our bikes in the open bed. My uncle said nothing on the short drive back. When we reached the driveway, he just pointed to the house and said, "Inside." We scuffled, hang dog, into the kitchen via the back door, my uncle right behind us. My aunt was in the kitchen and looked up, first at us, then at my uncle, who quickly briefed her on where had found us before he headed out the door again and back to work. My aunt stood in front of us, glowering and arms folded. She was not a yeller and in fact, unlike my mom, was not prone to lecture much at all. "You two are in big trouble," she said, confirming the obvious. She pointed at Judy. "Go get the stick," she said. I could see a wave of panic cross Judy's face. The stick, it should be explained, was a mini blind wand, maybe 24 inches long and coated in vinyl. In that house, it was the nuclear option and reserved for the most serious offenses. I had seen it used on a couple of my cousins, but I had never experienced it. Now, I was about to find out why its announcement had filled Judy with so much anxiety.